Hey everybody, what's up? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict as always, right? How y'all doing today? Today, we're gonna talk about self-care. Before we get there, let me remind you guys, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, please. Doesn't cost you anything, means the world to me, helps me get these messages out there to people, right? Trying to remember to tell you guys that up to that, and as always, I appreciate everyone, each and every one of you for coming by and checking these videos out. It means the world to me, I really do. And by all means, if you know somebody struggling with addiction, start, sharing some of my earlier videos or any of them for that matter, right? This is all about positivity. It's all about connecting yourself with God or your higher power, whatever you may choose to call them. And just lessons that I'm learning that are really accelerating my life and giving me a life that's actually worthy of living. And I'll tell you, I'm absolutely learning things and getting stronger and happier every day, all right? And today, the topic is going to be about self care, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat. The topic is about self care because I've been getting a little busier lately, and trying to find balance in my life, and I'm actually not even trying to find. I'm finding balance in my life because I'm doing the things that are most important to me, which are myself and making myself right, right and ready for the world. My medical appointments, dermatologist appointments, dentist appointments, my Sublocade, my therapy, my meetings, my group therapy, like all the things that are helping me, and I'm on the fast track, guys. Things are getting great, really good, and I'm not a big materialistic guy, so I don't care about a lot of things, or at least I don't yet because I don't have the resources for them. Maybe it'll change as I get more resources, but I'm not worried about it. I have everything I need. I got my family in my life. I got food to eat. I got a warm place to stay. I got clean clothes to put on. I mean, I'm thrilled, right? And what I'm learning is what my body needs. I'm going to the gym. I'm gaining some weight. I'm feeling really good. Like I'm actually, it's at 51 years old. I wasn't sure how productive I was going to be in the gym because I've always been somebody that whenever I got a little bit healthy, I always worked out and put some muscle on and felt really good about it, right? And I'm like, well, I got to understand. I'm 51 now. It may not happen as quickly. And that's not the case. I'm shocking myself at how quickly I'm getting back to my strongest I've ever been. It was a few years back when I was going hard and heavy, but I'm not taking supplements. I'm just eating right, and that's it. So it's self care. That's it. Getting the sleep I need when I need it. Right now, the last few days I was dealing with a heat issue in my apartment, and of course I'm the guy that fixes the heat here at the apartment, so it was only my apartment, so I wasn't as concerned about it because I'm like nobody else is complaining because it's just my house. Um, but it was hot in here. The heat wouldn't shut off. I opened a couple windows and I just like I said, I've been busy and actually it's not true. I had the time. I just hadn't made a priority of it yet. And again, that's ridiculous because if nobody else is complaining, it's just me. I'm letting it go, right? And that's insane. So for 3 nights I wasn't sleeping well because it was just too hot in my apartment, right? Well, I went down last night and I took the time to fix the heat. Now, it didn't take me a particularly long time. I'm good at what I do, and it wasn't that big a deal. It was actually fairly simple. It was literally one little relay had to be swapped out, but he had to diagnose it and find out what relay, and, but again, it wasn't a big deal. And now my apartment was comfortable, right? So I went to bed last night a little bit later than usual. I was doing some editing and some video work and a little bit of journaling and researching, and I was up a little bit later than I like to be up, but I stayed up till about midnight, and I went to bed. Well, I woke up I wake up at 3 o'clock every morning and I say a quick prayer and I go back to bed and then I get up at 5 and I get up at 8 and I get up at noon and I'm like, you know what, I'm still tired and I didn't have anything that was super pressing today on purpose. I like to leave Friday a nice easy day, just kind of, for the weekend and whatever. Just anyway, I stayed in bed till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, normally that would have bothered me. I would have got up and felt like, oh, what did I do? This, that. No, I feel great. My body got the rest that it needed and I woke up feeling amazing. Got up again, did some work on the computer here, stuff that I'm working on, and some more journaling. And that's another thing, guys. You know what? I'm somebody I hate to write. I don't mind reading, but I've never been a big fan of writing, and my writing is terrible. I can't even read it, right? So that's not that great. So I've had to learn, and I know journaling is important when you're trying to, when you're trying to build a new life. It's important to journal, and so I've been getting into it, and it's amazing, guys. By finding a comfortable pen slowing myself down, I noticed that the size of my writing is triple because I was wrote really, really small, really fast, really messy, and I couldn't read it afterwards, which is part of why I was so apprehensive to start journaling. So I'm like, I can't even go back and read it half the time. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get something out of it anyway. So let me try it, right? Well, because I'm slowing down and just taking the time to be in the moment, my writing has tripled, and it's super neat. Like I'm literally looking at these pages that I'm writing, going, I can't believe that's me. I've never written like this like in my entire life. But again, Just like everything else, guys. I tell you constantly, I'm a new person now, and that's how deep it is, guys. When you do the work as hard and to the absolute best of your ability, the changes they come from every direction. And little things like hating to write, I got like 4 notebooks filled front to back and journaling the last couple of weeks because I enjoy it. And it's just I do what they call just free writing. And just I don't start with anything in particular to write. I just start writing how I feel and what I'm thinking and starting to let it flow. And as I go back and read it, I love it. Like I'm loving it. It's very, very inspiring. It just makes me feel good, and it shows me because that's another thing is when you're doing self care, guys. Now self care to me, at least in my definition, means putting yourself first. Any situation you walk into, deciding whether or not that's either an equal give and take, or it's something you're coming out where you're gaining something for your time, or and again, as long as there's balance to it, certainly going to do something that just helps somebody else out. As long as it's making you feel good, then that's self care as well, right? Um, treat just putting yourself first, making sure that every situation you're walking into is a reason and a good reason for you to be there. It reflects who you are, how you feel. You're not dimming your light or bringing yourself down to because you want to be with somebody for another reason and they don't accept all of you. No, you either accept all of me or you get out of my energy. Like don't be here with me, right? Um, and again, as I've learned these things, it's funny how like the universe will test you every time you start to reach in the milestone. Completely out of the blue, you'll get some test, right? I've had a couple where this week where a couple of people that I used to hang out with when I was all fucked up have tried to come back into my life, and it's like there were some fond memories there. And these people, first thing I do is say, "Listen, I'm not like that anymore. I'm not doing drugs. Oh, we don't have to do drugs." No, sorry. It's part of the old life. Not that you ever did anything particularly wrong to me, but then again, you were taking more of my energy than you were giving me, right? So at the same time, yeah, it's got to go, and I'm okay with that. And as a matter of fact, it felt good. I did that earlier today, and it felt really good, And I wasn't mean about it. I just let her know, listen, I'm sorry for the time being. I'm just focusing on me. I'm doing a lot of internal work, and for the moment, I'm just being me. I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. So it's all good. And that's not true. It's not necessarily that I'm not going. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm going out and doing. But if you're part of my old life, and the recent 6 months anyway, or even recent 3 years. Just you got to go, or whatever. Last 10 years, I don't care, whatever. Not that don't get me wrong. I'm reconnecting with people from the past that were good intentions. But if you were part of, what I mean, if you were just taking from me because I was all fucked up and you get away with it, and yeah, I got nothing for you anymore. Not that I'm gonna be mean and tell you, go fuck yourself or anything like that. But I'm just letting you know. Listen, I'm doing something different now. I'm doing me. I'm doing what matters to me, and I like that. I love that. I'm proud of myself for that. And every time I do that, instead of feeling like, oh, I'm being challenged again, the past is trying to drag me down, no, I don't feel like that. It's like, oh, you know what? There you go. I didn't close that chapter out yet, so now I have, and I've made it perfectly clear that that is the case. I'm putting me first. That is self-care. Looking at your traumas, looking at anything you may have in a mental health capacity, and working with people. Not that I feel like I have, I don't have any diagnosed mental, and that's okay if you do. It's perfectly okay if you're bipolar, if you, whatever you may have, just work with it. If you're supposed to be on medication, take your medication properly. Don't manipulate them. You know what I mean? And if you feel that you don't need part of your medication, then go back to your doctor and tell them that. And maybe you've grown from something, and maybe you can change it, and you'll just feel good about it. Every time you do something like that, you feel good because you accomplished something. You made something better for yourself. Like it's an amazing thing. Now the other thing I got to do is I got to start cleaning up this damn apartment because there's still piles of tools laying around that I haven't touched in 6 months. And well, I'm a new person. It's time to clean my environment, make my home comfortable instead of just yeah, I did the laundry, I changed the sheets, and I did the dishes. No, I gotta actually make my home somewhere I want to live and something that actually represents who I am today. And that's mind-blowing to me. I don't think I've ever hung something on the wall in my life. I don't think I've ever decorated a thing in my life. I left that to other people. But now it matters for me today. Matter of fact, I've put a few things up on the wall this week that are just different, just different slogans that I want to read every day and I want to see every day, and the things that I made to myself. And I'm starting to understand the power in that and the importance in that. So by all means, guys, you can't, like I say, I've said 1,000 times, my purpose to be here is to help others, and I can't pour from an empty cup, and that's why I'm giving back as I go, but I'm also putting all the love and effort into me, because of all the people I know, there was nobody I know that was more broken and needy than I was, all right? And at least as far as true care and concern goes for. And I don't know anybody else is anywhere near as capable as I am either. So there you go, right? There's a flip side to every coin. But as I do so, guys, I'm gaining immense power and strength. I'm recognizing the strength and resiliency I had to walk through the fire that I walked through for as long as I did. And I'm having a stronger and stronger desire to help somebody else out of it. And that's great. And that makes me feel great. It makes me feel really good. At the same time, I'm looking at the to-do list I had when I first got out of rehab a month ago, and about 80% of it's checked off. I just turned in my hours for the week to my landlord and realized that I'm actually finally into paying for the current month that I actually live here instead of from being $6,000 behind in rent. Like, it feels good. The milestones that I'm ticking off are absolutely amazing, and I love it, right? So, guys, self-care. Find your own definition of it and give it to yourself, right? It's not selfish. It's necessary. And I feel good about it. You know, I know there's a big storm coming tomorrow night. So the work I had planned on doing tomorrow morning, I'm gonna put off until Monday, and I'm just gonna rest tonight. I'm gonna relax all day tomorrow and do some laundry and get caught up and clean my apartment. Go grocery shopping, get some good food, and that way when the storm starts to, I'll probably go out when there's 2 or 3 inches of snow, and I'll be out in the Bobcat for as long as it lasts. And at least for once, I won't be scrambling to get something to help me get through the storm, because I don't need that anymore. That's another thing I thought of the other day. Excuse me. I haven't had to worry about. I haven't had to look at a baggie and decide how long before I was fucked, right? Because I'm not. My life is wide open. There's a clean slate, and I have unlimited potential to do anything I want because I'm no longer held at bay or held in the pocket of substance. And that's fantastic. I love being able to say that. I truly love being able to say that. And I know I don't have to go out and worry about what I need to get through the storm. The storm's going to last as long as it lasts, you know what? But for once in my life, I won't be out there for, 50, 60 hours straight. My apartment's on my plow route. If I've been out there 14 hours, I'll come in and make a hot chocolate and make something to eat and pamper myself. Not pamper myself, but, feed myself and treat myself properly before I go back out. Again, self-care. Self-care is something you should put at the forefront every day. Make sure you're giving yourself what you need. For me, prayer, meditation, all part of self-care. I've gotten into meditation, guys, like I can't even tell you. It is amazing. It is such a powerful thing. And even if I pass out halfway into it, I wake up the next day and I realize I've retained a lot of it. And it's great. I absolutely love it. So, guys, give yourself a chance. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Nobody else has told you that today. Now I have, right? Give yourself a shot, guys. And if you're an addict or an alcoholic watching this, please go back to some of my earlier videos. Take the steps that I took, and enjoy reaping the harvest that I'm reaping and harvesting right now. Right? Do your weeding, do your watering. Nourish your seeds, guys. What you plant them, nourish them, because they come back that much more bountiful when they come through. Things are starting to get really good. I'm starting to really not even. Things are amazing, right? I mean, and opportunities. And I know also my life is going to pick up fairly soon because I'm still in the building stages. And when I build it, I'm going to have to get back into it. But I'm enjoying the rest and relaxation that I have now, waiting for the next step to open, the next door to open up. And again, not jumping through the first door, but to sit back and analyze and say, does this align with what I want to do? What are my next steps? What do I want to expand upon next? It's an amazing, powerful thing, guys. God loves you. I love you. Be safe. Get into a program if you need to. Get whatever it is that you need in your life, and get whatever you don't need in your life out of your life, and be happy. Pick somebody else up along the way, guys. Remember, positivity is everything. Service to another human being is everything. We're all in service, and we're all in need of service, okay? Guys, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here with me. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.